Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different in recognition of the 10th anniversary coming up. EA is sponsoring a contest called the Best Views in Star Wars contest. So what they want you to do is they want you to run around and find a beautiful screenshot on a variety of different planets and send it into them. So let's talk about some of the basics of this. So as you can see right now on my screen, I've got the contest up in a web browser as well as I've got my game here. What they're looking for is they're looking for a screenshot that doesn't have any NPCs in it, doesn't have any nameplates turned on, and you're basically zoomed in all the way like this. They do have only 10 planets you can do it on. They have the 4 starter planets, so Imperial and Republic side, Hutta, Korriban, Ord Mantell, and Tython. And then they've got the deserty planet of Tatooine. They've got Makeb from the start of the Rise of the Hutt cartel, the planet where all the rocks are basically floating in midair, or at least it looks like. The planet's starting to fall apart. And then they've also got Yavin 4, which is the planet of the stronghold I'm currently in. We've got Zakul, so definitely a big part of introducing the Knights of the Eternal Throne, Knights of the Fallen Empire story through there. So that's pretty neat. They've got Osis, which is more or less the start of Onslaught. And then they've got Mek Shah, which is, oh wow, that thing brings computers to its knees. But at the same time, it is a pretty cool planet. It's got all the neon lights, so futuristic. It's inside of a meteor crater. So yeah, pretty cool in general. Pretty happy about some of these planet choices. I find it interesting that they chose to have all 4 starter planets. I don't know if that was just because they're like, this is where the game starts, or if they wanted it to be accessible to everybody. So there's a few things that they really want you to do. Please only submit 1 image per planet, 1 planet in each email. So they want you to send it at contests, plural, at SWTOR.com. So contests at SWTOR.com. You can't have any player characters in the screenshots. NPCs are allowed as long as you turn off the nameplates. We go under preferences, we can go under nameplates, and then we can turn off nameplates on whatever we want. Friendly NPCs and enemy NPCs. In this scenario right here, all I'd have to do is turn off nameplates on friendly NPCs. Now you can see the one over here no longer has a nameplate on it. And then you're going to use the hotkey Alt-Z to hide all of your user interface. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to have all of our screenshots taken as very high or ultra. I feel very sorry if somebody has a computer that cannot change these settings without it crashing. I know that some people's computers are not good enough. They can't even just take a still screenshot with the settings turned up, because as soon as they turn them up, their computer crashes. But what they say is you can go into the custom here and you can select very high or ultra. Both of those are acceptable. The other thing that they wanted to point out is you cannot take screenshots inside of a cinematic. You also cannot edit any of your screenshots. You can't do anything other than just take a screenshot. And they do want it to be 1920 by 1080 as a screenshot. They said they're going to crop it later. So I'm a little bit surprised about that, but hey, most people will be able to hit that resolution. Some laptop users might not be able to. I would suggest trying to submit it anyways and just see if they're going to take it. So I'm not really sure when they say no cinematics if they mean can't do it during a speeder ride. Now, of course, the speeder rides on this planet are very short. There's not a lot there for you to take one of. But if they were to say, let you take a screenshot during speeder, not too sure about that one. The other really important thing to do is if you've taken your camera settings and you've modified your camera settings to allow a larger zoom out than the default. I think the default for the game is somewhere around here. Just make sure that you're not zoomed out too far. They don't want people to be using camera parameters that are outside of the game. It's kind of a little bit janky that the submission is just by direct email, so they've asked for a few things to be filled out instead of creating a simple form that would take 5 to 10 minutes to set up. A submission form through Google Docs or whatever the they want to use. Anyways, enough ranting about that. They want you to have a subject line that's similar to the best view in Star Wars contest and then the planet submission. So in this example, they have Tatooine submission. And then they want you to include some details about your account name and an existing character. So the account name is what you'd use as your login name, and then existing character in this case would be Breakfast Dog. And then server the listed character resides on. And that's basically so that you can get the prize. So just quick little thing to note, of course, is you can't have been suspended. Your character name must meet their TOS rules. Each count is limited to 1 submission per planet. We kind of covered that, but they just want to be extra clear on that. And emails that have more than 1 image attached will be disqualified. What they are going to give you is you'll get some credit, woo. They'll receive something special in Star Wars, extra awesome, a gilded version of the screenshot you submitted. And then the normal versions will be available to everyone during the 10-year anniversary event vendor. So basically, I assume it's going to be something like one of the paintings that we can hang up on our wall, and your screenshot's going to be that, and you're just going to get a very special version of it. You cannot be in the contest if you're from Quebec, which is absolutely retarded. They're not even giving out real valuable prizes. They're giving out just, in-game, like some recognition. Make a art deco or whatever of your item, and then they're going to give you a special version. So I have no idea reason why they decided to exclude Quebec, considering that the rules that make it hard to have a contest in Quebec usually don't apply when you're not really giving out prizes of any real value. Anyways, they list a bunch of different countries. You might want to check out this website if you are uncertain that you'd be in a qualifying country. So when they go over the actual thing about prizes, they actually say prize pool, $0. And they say rewards will be available on the launch of Legacy of the Sith through January 4th, 2022. I wonder what that means. That is interesting that they added a date there. But I think that date isn't necessarily the date of the launch of Legacy of the Sith, but I think they're kind of leaving the door open to say, Legacy of the Sith will drop before January 1st, and the prize will be available from then until January 4th, not 1st. So they do actually have a criteria on how they're going to judge these. That's, I guess, important to know, is accurately captures the theme of the planet that's being captured, 50%, and it's also a tiebreaker. So that's one of those things where you really want to think about, I want the planet's theme in here. I don't want to just come up to some little area where I'm like, oh, that's a really cool thing inside the building that nobody's really seen before and it's really neat. No, if people can't easily guess what planet this is from, you are probably not going to win. Like even going inside here, someone might say, oh, that doesn't really capture the theme of Tatooine. It's a pleasing image to look at, absolutely subjective. Basically, they're just saying, do we like it or not? And then a very small category, 20%, is complexity. So I wouldn't weigh too heavily on this complexity category. I wouldn't say this is a winning screenshot, but for example, this one's not very complex, but we're really capturing the vast desert of Tatooine just outside the edge of town. Okay, everybody, I hope that gives you some excitement about this contest and you're gonna run around and find yourself some nice screenshots, or just as you're on those planets, be keeping your eye out to take a screenshot to submit. Pretty exciting to think that your screenshot can get turned into a decoration in-game. I kind of would like it if they were doing something like where players get to decorate like strongholds and stuff and have a contest around that. Hopefully they do that. That'd also be a really cool idea. So until the next video, have a great day.